Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Patty G. Russo, and this is Let's Talk Pets on Society Bites Radio. Today, we welcome to the show Sandra KRUG from Farmhouse Animal and Nature Sanctuary, which is located in Mayaca City in Florida. And Sandra is on the board of directors, and Farmhouse Animal and Nature Sanctuary grew out of the love for animals and was inspired by a friend's commitment to helping animals. And the friend is the friend of Dave and Linda Burns, and they're the founders and lifelong pet owners that volunteered for many years at a local wild farm and exotic animal rescue, and later became the live-in caretakers for 2 years at that sanctuary. And at that time, they decided they needed to continue caring for animals in need. It is the goal of Farmhouse Sanctuary to give these pets a place to feel safe while teaching a new generation the joy of caring for animals through their various programs, including their Hands, Hooves and Paws children's program. There are currently 71 animals being cared for at the sanctuary. So welcome to the show, Sandra.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm glad to have you with me. Dave and Lisa, I was going to talk with Lisa, but I know that she's busy. But you have given me a lot of information to talk to you about. And so what I'd like you to tell us first is, what is the Farmhouse Animal and Nature Sanctuary all about? What do you all do there?
Okay, so we give sanctuary to animals, whether it's farm animals, exotic animals, or domestic animals that are in need. And they come to us for lots of different reasons. We have a duck that just had spent 6 months wandering around Tampa with an arrow through her neck, if you can believe it, before she was finally caught by some rehabbers that brought her to us. We have bunnies that were left behind when a tenant moved out of his rental. We have a horse who came to us because the family really didn't want to let him go, but didn't have really any other choice because the father has cancer now and is unable to work. So we get animals for all different kinds of reasons. A lot of times they come to us and they're going to live with us for the rest of their lives. Maybe they're older, maybe they have some medical issues, but sometimes we do get things like dogs, chickens, rabbits that might get adopted out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love watching the pictures that are posted on the Facebook page. And recently there's been a lot of pictures of kangaroos. So you've got some kangaroos, which is really cool. And you just took in a tortoise that was actually found on my organization's through us that Lisa was generous enough to take in and care for because the owner was found but had surrendered him. So you guys took that tortoise in. And I guess you got quite a lot of tortoises, right?
We do. Yes, we actually do. And you can see some of their pictures on the website. Speedy is one of them who's pretty popular. He's 120 pounds of tortoise. So yeah, they get pretty big. And and I wanted to say thank you, Patty, also for all you do with the Lost and Founds 941, because I'm always on there, and I've actually helped to find a dog's home really quickly because of being able to put him on there. So it really does work.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. When Lisa said you'd be doing the interview, I didn't even realize that because I recognized your name from helping out on the page a lot. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome.
So you currently have 71 animals there. Now, what would be the maximum? That's a lot of animals. So how big is the sanctuary, and how many animals are you able to take care of before you're at your max?
Well, I think we're kind of always over our max.
Oh, okay.
but that's the way that it happens because, every week there's people calling saying we need help, and we try to help out as much as we can. And like I said, some of the instances like the rabbits that were left behind, we took in, of course, a couple of them had surprises for us right away because when they came in, they were already with little baby bunnies. But we were able to adopt out some of those, and we still have some with us. So it's always an influx and a little bit of outflux, but mostly influx, as I said. And the exotics that we have, like the kangaroos, wallabies, wallaroos, they're not going to be able to be adopted out, obviously. So they're going to always stay with us. But when we can find homes for some dogs or things like that, that's always happy.
So having kangaroos and wallaroos, now that's a little different. So where do those animals come from? How do you end up with those?
Well, the original owner that had them were at the sanctuary where Dave and Lisa were volunteering, and then they became the live-in caretakers. And then when animals started moving, then they moved along with those other animals and are now lifelong residents with us at Farmhouse.
So what do you think is the most unique animal that's ever come into the sanctuary?
Well, I think that obviously the kangaroos and wallaroos and wallabies are pretty exotic, and most people don't know about them and are excited to find out that they're there. But we also had some deer that were taken when there was, I guess you would say, a raid. And someone had these deers that are not native to Florida. And so they were at the sanctuary with us for a couple of years. Some of them were solid white deer, and they were beautiful and they were tame. And we just loved them. But eventually they were able to find a home in two different sanctuaries that were larger, and they were able to have more space. And so we were very sad to see them go, but we know that they went to wonderful homes. So they were pretty exotic.
And does that happen a lot, that when you get, an animal like that you would reach out to other sanctuaries, or do you try to keep them all there if you're able?
We will try to keep them if we're able to take care of them and give them the space that they need and able to take care of them, then they'll probably stay with us for the rest of their lives. We love them and take care of them and give them veterinary care and everything that they need right at our sanctuary.
Yeah. That's awesome. I absolutely love seeing the stories and the pictures, because of course I'm an animal lover, but I'm used to the domestic. So seeing all these different animals is really interesting. Now, I'm sure that everyone like me, when we're able to get out of the crisis that we're currently in, would be interested in seeing the sanctuary. I hope someday soon I'll be able to bring my grandchildren and let them see these animals. So you are open to the public, right? But not right now.
Well, obviously right now with the coronavirus, no one is able to do things as planned. We are going to be open to the public, but we actually do have some things that we're working towards right now to get things fixed up, so to speak, with the environments that the animals are in. And so it's going to be a little while before we get that. We're still working on some fundraisers. We had four, in fact, that were in-person fundraisers scheduled over the next month, and we really needed those donations, but we had to, of course, cancel those. But we do welcome in-kind donations. We have an Amazon wish list on our website. We do also have accounts set up at the Hay Barn in Mayaca and the Mayaca Feed and Seed Supply if people want to do donations there. And we are going to be also at the end of this month in the Giving Challenge, which we're very excited about because that's our first time to do that. And we have some photo contests that we're doing for best costume or outfit and the best smile or selfie and the best toy or trick. So anyone can enter pictures of their animals, whether it's a dog or a bird or whatever, and people will go on, and for a $5 donation, they'll vote for the animals, and the people that have the best each best category, the most votes will win a prize. So these are all things that we're doing, trying to get everything ready so that we will be able to open up and start doing the tours. We're going to have a guided tour. It's about a 2 to 3 hour tour for less than 6 people. You have to call and make arrangements ahead of time, but we're excited to be able to do that. That's one of the most popular questions that we get is, can we come, and see the animals?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be doing that. And once we get some of our projects funded and completed so that the tours will be able to be in a safe environment for both the animals and the people coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be great to be able to have the public see what you do in person versus the photos. And I'm looking forward to seeing the winners of your photo contest. That sounds like a fun idea, because I know Lisa and I had talked about trying to do a joint giving challenge event, and we had one in mind, and then we had to cancel our plans because of the virus. And so that kind of, put a little kind of monkey wrench in things,
It did,
but we're hoping that when things settle down, that we'll still be able to do something together, because we had an idea that we know will be, a fun idea. And also it's a good time for raising funds for your organization and helping keeping the pets safe all around our community. So we're looking forward to trying to do that whenever things settle down. And we hope that's soon.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully very soon.
Yeah.
And when the people do come out to visit, they'll be able to get experiences like feeding the goats or feeding the horses, or petting the horses and goats and things like that. So I think especially for kids to be able to give a treat to a kangaroo, it's going to be very exciting.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So, what are some of your future programs that we can look forward to hearing about?
One thing that we're working on is the Hands, Hooves and Paws program, and that's something we're excited about. It'll be a learning experience. We're going to use that for at-risk students, underserved students, and also for veterans. We want to get them out and let them choose an animal that they're interested in. And we're going to teach them all aspects about the care of that animal. So for young people and for veterans who might be looking for something to do now, it'll teach them about the care. So maybe they'll be able to get this experience and get a job later on. The kids will learn everything about taking care of them, cleaning up their messes, and everything that is involved in a 24-hour care of animals. Maybe they'll want to be a vet tech later, or a vet, or maybe, they'll work at a stable or something like that, and so it's a good experience for the animals because they get that one-on-one interaction, and it's good for the people because they're learning something and they're getting to know about animals and grow a love for animals, and maybe that'll be the next generation of caregivers or sanctuary providers, in the future.
Right. Yeah. That's a really good program. I like that. And I think listening to you talking about for the seniors, that's something that, I always love things that give people hope. And I think working with animals always gives people hope. So that I like that. Yeah. So, okay, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and also, it calms anxiety working with animals. It gives you a sense of something that you're providing for them, but they're providing so much for you as well if you're taking care of them, and studies have shown that it develops a sense of empathy and it helps with anxiety. And so that's something, especially, for veterans and people that might need something like that. I'm